Right, so the market is in full swing. They're playing the Beatles now at the Ukulele Club, which is great. Yeah, so I think this is a must-visit spot in Belfast. There's so much going on here, and you really get the impression the culture of Belfast is reflected quite well in the products and the stalls that they have here. So yeah, it does close at 3. It's just a sort of morning, early afternoon thing, but definitely worth checking out, I think. Hey Millie, thanks very much for talking to me.
Not at all.
Can you tell us a little bit about your stand and about the products that you're selling?
So at Brockgammon Farm, we started with kid goat meat. Basically, it was to do something with the male kids from the milking herds, because normally they would be put down at birth. So that's how we started. And then we went into free-range roast veal. So we did the same thing with the bull calves from the milking herds. Veal is a tough one to sell because in the old-fashioned days, it was crate-fed. And so this is free-range. It's the same as any other cat. In season, we have pigs. So on the farm, they would churn up the ground for the vegetables. And then anything at the end of the season would be eaten by the pigs as well.
And whereabouts is your farm?
We are up in Ballycastle. We have a little farm shop and cafe. It's about 3 miles outside of Ballycastle.
What's it like living in Northern Ireland? Is it a good place to live?
It's a fantastic place to live. Everybody's really friendly and definitely the place to be.
Okay, brilliant. All right, well, thanks very much for talking to me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
I'm with John from Loaded Balls, this stall right at the start of the St George's Market. So, John, can you tell us a little bit about your stall?
Sure. We're protein-based bars and balls. The balls have 5 grams of protein, the bars have 15 grams of protein. Well, we really started, we have a restaurant in the gym. We made it the balls for our customers in the gym. Small selection, and it continually grew. We were invited around here to St George's Market a year ago.
Oh, great.
And they asked us to stay, and it's been phenomenal. We now sell online, Load of Balls online, to all of the UK and all of Ireland.
Okay. And whereabouts do you live?
I live in Hollywood.
Okay, and what's it like living there?
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Nicest town in Northern Ireland, voted for the last 15 years, I think.
Wow. And what's it like working in St George's Market?
It's super, meeting people like yourself,
Yeah.
meeting lots of tourists and lots of people from England, which has expanded our business here.
Okay. All right, thanks so much, John. I really
You're
appreciate
very
it.
welcome. Thank you.
White chocolate one here. Very crunchy. And I'm going to try I think the Snickers bar one here. Delicious. Yeah, so these are protein bars and balls, very healthy and good for people who are working out and that kind of thing. So yeah, really interesting stand at Load of Balls. Right, El Toro Grill looks like a good place for lunch. Got some steak burgers, sandwiches. It's quite busy, so looks quite promising. So check out my steak burger. It was a bit of a wait, but it only cost £5. So the cheeseburger's going down an absolute treat. Very moist, onions, cheese, really nice quality meat. Yeah, great burger. Yeah, you can tell they've used really high quality beef for the burger patties. Got really nice flavour, and the caramelised onions and cheese go really well. So yeah, really good value for money as well. So definitely recommend El Toro. Right, so it's about 3 o'clock now and the market is closing up. So yeah, I'm going to head back to the bus stop for the hop on, hop off bus. This has been an incredible experience. I've really enjoyed myself, chatted to quite a few people, tried some interesting food and drinks, and seen some incredible artwork, posters, antiques, bric-a-brac, massive variety of products. So yeah, it's an absolute pleasure being here, and I definitely recommend it.
Nowadays, if you are from Belfast, you can be either Irish or British, with no tradition being more dominant than the other. We are now approaching the stop for the Falls Memorial Garden, for the Bobby Sands mural and the Shankill the centre. If you're leaving us here, please remember to take your headphones and all of your belongings with you. He was the leader of the 1981 hunger strike, in which Irish Republican prisoners believed they were political prisoners and were attempting to have their political status reintroduced. The Bobby Sands mural is one of the most photographed murals in the world, and it makes Bobby Sands the most well-known of the hunger strikers. The International Wall up ahead is a series of murals that the nationalist people of the area sympathized with. Since the Good Friday Agreement in 1998, King James II of England in 1690. The battle changed the British monarchy from a Catholic king to a Protestant king, and was very much an international battle. The British Constitution would also later be changed to exclude Catholics from the monarchy forever, which is something that divides the community to this day. Ahead on the left and to the right, there are many murals depicting the British royal family, which shows that this community has a great sense of British identity. Major incidents in history are recorded on the wall, such as the Battle of the Somme and the life of Edward Carson. The Battle of the Somme in particular had a devastating effect on the Shankill road. 760 men in this area fought at the Somme, but only 70 would survive. Even for World War I, that was a very high mortality rate. The story of those who fought at the Battle of the Somme, known as the Shankill to the Somme, is recorded in a series of informative murals on the left-hand side. We are approaching a stop to the Shankill to the
So I'm back on the bus. As you can see, it's very wet, but really interesting. We just went down the Falls Road and then the Shankill Road, and yeah, really fascinating murals, incredible history, really interesting area to go through on the bus, and you can see a lot on the tour. So we're now on the Crumlin Road, and that is the Crumlin Road Jail visitor attraction, but it's closed because it's 4 o'clock, so I'm going to crack on with the tour. And yeah, it's absolutely fascinating so far, hasn't disappointed. Right, I'm going to go down, it's getting a bit wet for me up here. I'm now in Carol's souvenir shop just off the main shopping street in Belfast. I'm buying myself an umbrella because I need one, and I'm hopefully going to get a few presents for people. They've got tons of Guinness memorabilia here and hoodies, t-shirts with Irish themes, so yeah, really cool shop. Have a look at these license plates. Some of them are absolutely brilliant. And we've even got some leprechauns here. Cuddly toy leprechauns, unicorns. Really good selection. So, this is Belfast City Hall. It was built in 1906, I heard on the tour. And the money that was used to build it came from the industrial profits that were made. So Belfast was a centre for rope making, shipbuilding and linen making, and therefore it had a big exports industry where it could export a lot of its products to different countries and different parts of the world, and that's why it became such a wealthy part of island. So I'm right in the centre now. This is called Donegal Place. This is the main shopping street that goes down through the centre. The buses in Belfast are pink, so they're quite easy to spot. You can just see the architecture is amazing around here, very historic, very impressive. And this is kind of right in the centre of the city, really. So this is where the bus tour leaves from as well. So if you're getting the hop on, hop off, you can go from here. Check out the bike party. Nice. Celebrating something, I don't know what. So one thing I would say about Belfast is the weather is very changeable. It's sunny and then it's raining and then it's windy and then it's sunny again. So yeah, I think an umbrella is a must if you come here. Bring one before you go. So like I said, Donegal Place is one of the main shopping streets in the city. So you got a lot of the brands here like M&S. There's a Next behind that bus. Yeah, Vodafone, pubs, all sorts of stuff. So here we've got the Queen's Arcade, a very beautiful shopping arcade. I might just have a quick look down in here because it's dry and it's covered. Great, so it's good to get out of the wind and the rain for a bit and check out this beautiful Queen's Arcade. Got the Queen's Cafe and Bar here. Looks like a great pub, selling Guinness. Wow, check out the ceiling, very elegant. Yeah. Hi, how's it going?
Good, where are you from?
I live in Canterbury, but I'm originally from London, so
So you're here?
just for the weekend, yeah. Do you live in Belfast?
Yeah, we live like Davis. Is this going on YouTube?
It is going on YouTube, yeah.
What can we search up and look at it then?
So my name's William Frost, that's my channel. So,
We're in a video. All good.
how's it going? Everything alright?
What's up? What is going on?
This is for YouTube. Do you,
This is a YouTuber. Are you famous? What's your YouTube channel?
William Frost.
With their interest. What's your YouTube name?
I'm from William Frost. I'm from Canterbury in England, so I'm just here for the weekend. But yeah, I was born in London. So, are you all from Belfast?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Can we get a photo?
Oh yeah, definitely, that would be great.
Welcome to Belfast.
See you later. Right, that was fun. Good talking to those people. Yeah, so the Queen's Arcade is incredibly beautiful. Just good to get out of the rain, really. So the rain has momentarily stopped, and as you can see, people in Belfast are super friendly, very chatty, willing to talk, so that's great. Yeah, so the centre of Belfast is so beautiful. Lots of nice buildings and history, interesting pubs. So when the weather's good, it's a great place to walk around and enjoy the crack. Yep, so have a look at these pubs off this street. It looks super cool. Got the Guinness signs, Guinness hearts, and yeah, looks awesome. Very cool Guinness signs on this pub. Interestingly, they've got these sort of tall spire things, and they've all got names of ships that were built in Belfast. This one's called Traffic, this one's called Nomadic, that one's called Celtic, and further down there is the Titanic. So I think these are all names of ships that were built in Belfast that are now famous. Yeah, so quite busy city centre, quite a lot going on. It is Saturday afternoon, so yeah, you'd expect it to be busy. yeah, really good atmosphere, really good buzz to the city centre. Check out the Primark, very impressive building. This is just called the Bank Buildings. So this is where Donegal Place ends and the Royal Avenue starts. And down there is called Castle Place, which also looks like quite a busy thoroughfare of activity. Amazing architecture, and you can really see the history of industrial Belfast with all these fantastic old buildings. I think Belfast might be a popular place for stag do's and hen do's, or just general parties for the weekend. Maybe they're students, I don't know. So about halfway down Royal Avenue, you've got this shopping centre called Castle Courts, with this interesting modern building, Starbucks. And on the other side, quite a few of the buildings are boarded up and look like they need a bit of care. I'm sure they're refurbishing those and redoing them. Yeah, so, and then at the end it looks like there's some really beautiful Art Deco style building as well. So there's an interesting mix of architecture here, modern, old. So it's quite a windy city, Belfast. It's quite fresh, but it's actually a nice wind. It makes you feel a bit cold, but also it's quite refreshing, quite brisk, but there's something nice about it. So this is the Bank of Ireland building, very beautiful old school building there. So we're kind of in the middle of the Royal Avenue here. We're on North Street. So this is one place that I wanted to check out. This is the Belfast Public Library. Beautiful building on the Royal Avenue. It's closed now because it's, what is it, 5:05 on a Saturday. But I've heard it's very beautiful inside also. And just to the right of that is the Belfast Telegraph building. And the Belfast Telegraph is the most important quality newspaper in the city. And you can see I've got that fantastic clock that dates back to 1870. Yeah, so this is just a really beautiful spot in the city. So I am going to head back to the City Hall now. Maybe get out of the elements for a bit. I really feel like this is kind of the heart of the city. This is kind of the centre of a lot of the activity here in Belfast. And it's got that sort of big city feel to it. It feels like there's a lot of energy here, a lot of life, a lot of stuff going on, which is great. Very stylish city. So right now I'm back in the Fountain Bar, which is where I was earlier, walking around outside. I just wanted to get out of the wind and rain because it's been very wet. And yeah, I wanted to try some of the Guinness that they have here because obviously the Guinness in Ireland is very good and is much better quality than we have in England. So this is Kieran, he's a punter at the Fountain Bar, and I just want to ask him a few questions.
So I live in a town called Bangor, just outside Belfast, originally from County Donegal in the northwest of Ireland. So I moved here about 3 years ago.
Okay. And you said you work in Belfast. What's it like to work in the city?
Working in Belfast is great. It's a growing financial sector, which is good for me in my line of work. But yeah, it's a great city.
And do you like Belfast as a city? Is it a good place?
Belfast, it was quite a culture shock coming from the countryside. But Belfast is, I feel, a great size of a city. It's not too big. Everything is quite convenient to get to. The people are great, and it's been a lovely transition to come somewhere like this.
And what about the weather? Do you like the weather here?
Could always be better. The weather can be pretty wet, pretty windy, but I don't think I would change it.
Okay, brilliant. Thanks for talking to me, Kieran. I really appreciate it. Can you tell us what it's like living in Belfast? What kind of city is it?
Well, look, Belfast is a very cultural city. I have enjoyed it my whole life. I've been here and worked here since about 2010. Culturally, it's up and coming. The art sector, the music sector, and even just in general, the vibe is just accelerating throughout the time that I've been here. It's been fantastic. Thank you.
You could say like the best thing about living in Belfast. Could you choose one thing that you like about it the most?
I love a pint. I really love a pint.
Nice.
But nothing more than a pint, and I love a good pint.
Yeah.
And nothing more than a good pint, and I love a good pint of Guinness.
Okay.
And if you can pour me a good pint of Guinness, it's not too cold, it's not too much head, not too little head. That's what I prefer.
The Guinness here is quite good, isn't it?
The Guinness head in this pub is pretty damn good, yes, I would have to say.
That'd be great. And what's the crack like? What's the nightlife like in Belfast? Is it a good place to go out in the evening?
I'm glad that you rephrased it in such a way. What's the crack? Yes, the crack is pretty good. Nightlife depends on where you want to go, what type of evening you want to have, how much crack you want to have. If you want to have a good fun, if you're a very proactive, diverse person, my advice to anybody in the world is to go to the Kremlin. The Kremlin is a very diverse, very future-focused bar. It's where everybody should go and have a bit of fun. It's nothing to do with Russia, for a point.
All right, well, thanks very much, Adam. I really appreciate it. It's been a fantastic day. The highlight for me has definitely been the St George's Market. It's an incredible place with amazing energy, really interesting stands, stalls, selling different produce. So I think that's an absolute must. If you come to Belfast, I 100% recommend going there. It's brilliant. But also going on the hop-on, hop-off bus was great because you get to see so many different places in one afternoon. The weather hasn't been great today, but I think because we're in Northern Ireland, that is kind of to be expected at the beginning of spring, so that's just one of those things. But in general, I think it's a beautiful city with an incredible culture, loads of history, beautiful architecture, and a really great place to visit. So I'm going to continue with my Guinness now. Yeah, really nice quality Guinness, really deep, rich flavour and very creamy texture, so yeah, really good. Thanks very much for watching, I really appreciate your time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe for more content that might be up your street. Cheers!